Hey guys, I wanted to sit down and chat about new makeup as we normally do on Sundays, but instead of a haul video, I thought it would be fun to kind of switch it up and do a ranking video. So I'm going to talk about all the things that I got this week, but just rank them from the worst to the best. And I found a lot of new things this week. I saw some new stuff at the drugstore from L'Oreal and Revlon. They had some new primers, new lip products. There was a brow product and an eyeliner. And then I also got some new things from Sephora during their 20% off sale and some PR packages as well. So let's go ahead and jump right in and get started. So let's start with the absolute worst product I tried this week by far, and that was these L'Oreal Color Riche Intense Volume Matte Lipsticks. So these claim to have 16-hour wear. They're supposed to be comfortable. They have hyaluronic acid in the formula. And I have to give it to L'Oreal. As far as the packaging goes, these are so luxurious looking. They come in a slim, sleek black and gold tube, and they have a weightiness that really could rival any high-end lipstick. I was truly impressed when I held them in my hand, and then inside, the bullet itself is reminiscent of a brand like Hourglass with the slim shape, and when you twist it up, it has an embossment on the lipstick itself. I just feel like it's really well done. So I got 3 shades that are kind of more neutral in tone, but they have a nice range of colors in the store, and I ended up with shades 113, 133, and 143. So I'll show you guys both arm swatches as well as lip swatches. And guys, packaging aside, that's the best thing about these. They are so dry. They have a really powdery feel going on, and they are weightless, but as soon after applying, they feel like they're just sucking the moisture right out of my lips. As soon as I applied them, I could feel my lips get tight, and after wearing them for about an hour or so, I looked in the mirror and my lips looked wrinkled and puckered, just the complete opposite of soft and full like they claimed. They also have that signature floral scent that most L'Oreal lipsticks have. Unfortunately, it gives me a headache, and to be honest, I don't know if these last 16 hours on your lips or not because I just couldn't wait to take them off. So if your lips are even the slightest bit dry, please stay far, far away from these. You're not gonna like them. Next up, Revlon has a new eyeliner, and this is called the Colorstay Micro Easy Liquid Liner. So I got mine in the brown shade, and they come in this cute little inkwell style pen, and it has a really skinny felt tip applicator. And I was excited when I first saw this because I really love skinny liquid liner pens. Having hooded eyes, I don't have a lot of lid space, and I thought that this would create a really thin line along my lashes, but when I tried to use it, I just felt like the felt tip was really long, and I kept bumping into my lashes with it as I tried to apply it. Maybe there's a bit of a learning curve with this, but I just prefer my liquid liners that have the shorter tip because they're just much easier for me to control. So I felt like this one did a nice sharp wing, which was great, but it was just a little difficult to use in general. So I think I'll probably stick to my Moira micro tip eyeliner because that one has a really tiny, precise tip as well, but it's just a lot shorter and much easier to use. Another product from Revlon that was a little bit of a flop were these lipsticks. These are the Colorstay Suede Ink lipsticks. These claim to have kiss-proof wear for 8 hours and a weightless velvet feel, similar to the L'Oreal ones. So they come in more squared off tubes, and while they're not as luxurious looking as the L'Oreal ones, I feel like they're sleek and I like that they show the color right on the tube. The bullet isn't as slim as the L'Oreal and they have more of a look of a lip balm versus a traditional lipstick shape. So I also got 3 shades of these, again in more neutral tones. So I'll show you guys both arm and lip swatches while we chat about the formula. So these actually aren't as bad as the L'Oreal ones. I still find them to be a bit dry, but I was able to make them pretty comfortable with a lip balm underneath. These sat a little bit smoother on my lips and they didn't make them look extra wrinkled, which is a good thing. But the reason that these are lower on my list is just because I don't really enjoy this type of lip formula. I definitely prefer something more emollient and more moisturizing, and that's honestly my fault. I probably shouldn't have purchased these in the first place, but I just keep hoping that cosmetic companies will find a way to make a longer lasting lipstick formula that is comfortable and that looks smooth on your lips. So every time a new one comes out, I feel like I have to at least try it and see if it actually works for me, but sadly these really didn't. And both of these new formulas remind me a lot of the Milani Color Fetish lipsticks that came out last year that went viral. So I feel like maybe L'Oreal and Revlon are kind of trying to emulate the success of those lipsticks, and if you liked those, then you might actually enjoy these. I actually use my Milani ones as cream blushes, and that's probably what I'm gonna do with these. I'm actually wearing the shade That Girl from Revlon on my cheeks and my lips today. I did put a lip balm on to make it more comfortable, but these do make an awesome cream blush because they're more of a dry, powdery formula. They don't stay sticky on your cheeks and they dry right down and they last all day. So at least I don't have to feel like I wasted my money on them. Next up on my list are these new e.l.f. Luminous Putty Bronzers. So these claim to be a lightweight, buildable putty to powder bronzer that gives your skin a radiant, glowing finish. I got 2 shades, Vacay Mood, which is a cool tone shade for fair skin, and the other one is Summer Fridays, which is a fair to light shade with a warmer undertone. And I generally like the putty formula with the exception of the primers. I wasn't crazy about those, but I love the putty blushes. So I was hoping to love the bronzers just as much, and I felt like these were okay. They weren't mind-blowing. I used the cooler tone shade as a contour because I felt like it was too grayish to use all over my face as a bronzer. And it did have a very weightless feel. It didn't disturb my foundation underneath, and it did dry down to a powdery finish, but it was also really subtle, and I felt like I had to keep layering it to get it to show up on my skin. It's just really sheer. And then I used the warmer shade all over my face. And while I do feel like it bronzed up my skin, I had to apply a lot. And again, I didn't really notice much of a glow coming from these. They seemed kind of similar to the regular putty bronzers that came out last year. Also, I felt like this color was a little bit warmer than I would normally like. So while I think these are okay, I still prefer the Makeup Revolution cream bronzer that I got a couple of months ago. And that particular one in the shade Light is the perfect color. It's kind of in between these two. It's not as gray as this one, and it's not quite as warm as this one. It's somewhere right in between. It's a little bit more of a cool tone, but it's still a bronzer. It doesn't look gray like a contour shade. And that one is also a little bit more pigmented, and I feel like I don't have to apply as much and keep going back in. So I would say I prefer that one over these. Next up, we have some new lipsticks from Sigma. These are the Infinity Point lipsticks that they sent me in PR, and they claim to have a hydrating formula with jojoba oil, vitamin E, and sunflower seed oil. Plus, they have a really interesting shaped tube. It's kind of in a teardrop shape, so it keeps the lipstick in a pointed shape as you're using it. So it'll always have a sharp edge even when the lipstick wears down, which I think is a really cool feature. They actually sent me 7 shades, so I'll show you guys some arm swatches and lip swatches so you can see what the colors look like. And I have to say most of the colors did look darker on my lips than they did in the arm swatches, which kind of surprised me a little bit. And the formula, while it is more hydrating than the L'Oreal or Revlon lipsticks, and that's why I ranked these higher on my list, they're still not what I would call a super moisturizing formula. If I have a little bit of lip balm underneath, they're fine, but alone, I did feel like they tugged at my lips a little bit when I was applying them, and they have a satin finish, so they're not matte, but they're also not shiny, they're not glossy, and they don't have any added fragrance to them, which is actually a good thing. Overall, this was another product that I liked. It was okay, but it didn't completely wow me. I would say they're kind of right in the middle of my list. So from here on out, everything is going up from the middle. So everything that I'm going to mention at this point, I really liked or loved. So let's start with these new L'Oreal primers. So they have a couple of different versions out there. They have a pore minimizer, a mattifier, one that's a redness eraser, and then a dullness eraser. So I got two different ones. I got the pore smoother and the redness reducer. So let's take a quick look at both of these. First up, we have the pore smoothing one. So this is supposed to extend your makeup wear for 24 hours and act like a filter in a bottle, smoothing out the look of your pores. And it's also supposed to improve your skin with AHA, LHA, and BHA complex. It does have a really cushiony gel-like feel, and it sinks right into your skin. So it gives it a very baby soft kind of feel and a much smoother look. I took some before and after photos the day that I wore this, and I definitely see how much it smoothed out the look of my pores. I think it was pretty substantial. The area on my cheek that has the most texture really smoothed out a lot, which I was impressed with. And I thought makeup also sat really nicely on top of this. It didn't pill up. It seemed to hold it in place really well. So I'm impressed with that one for sure. And then the redness reducing one also was really cool. This has 4% niacinamide to help even out your skin tone over time. And it's also supposed to help redness in the skin while helping makeup wear for 24 hours. So they claim. It comes out of the tube kind of a green color because green is opposite red on the color wheel, so it neutralizes it. And I did also take before and after photos of this one, and I was pretty blown away by how much the redness on my face was reduced, particularly on my nose and cheek area. And I really love wearing light coverage foundations and tinted moisturizers, but usually I have to go in with something heavier on my nose and my cheeks, either a concealer or maybe like a heavier coverage foundation, because whatever I'm using all over my face normally doesn't hide the redness. It might just reduce it a little bit. But I loved how much the green tinted moisturizer hid the redness, because then I could just wear a light coverage or tinted moisturizer, and I really didn't feel like I had to go in and add concealer on top. So this is really awesome, and I've tried some color correcting products in the past, and I feel like they didn't really work as well as this one did. I really noticed a big difference with this. Next up, we have the new Rare Beauty highlighter. So this is called the Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter. It just launched this week, and I've honestly fallen in love with Rare Beauty as a brand, so I was really excited to try this one. And I got the shade Mesmerize, which is a rosy pink shade, and these are described as a smooth, airy, talc-free highlighter that gives a glass-like sheen. It really feels a lot like a baked formula, and funny enough, it reminds me so much of the Pixi Beauty Glowy Powder highlighter, the ones that come like in the duos. It's pretty much exactly that formula. So if you have those already, you definitely don't need to go out and buy this. I know this is getting a lot of hype, but it's honestly the same exact thing. It has a really super smooth feel. It's not chunky, but it's also extremely glowy. So if you're worried about texture on your face, this might draw a little bit of attention to that. Also, if you felt like the Rare Beauty liquid highlighters didn't give you enough glow, I think you'll really enjoy this one, because this seriously gives you like a see it from outer space type of a glow. I think it really just depends on your preference. For me personally, for an everyday, I would probably prefer the liquid one. I just think that it gives more of that lit from within sort of a look. But if I'm going on camera, I think this looks really nice and it pops really well in all my lighting. I just don't know that I would necessarily reach for this glowy of a highlighter every day. It would probably be more like a special occasion kind of thing. The next product is something that I got in PR from Colourpop, and this is the Feels Like Magic Super Shock Shadow Vault. It's $79, but you get 25 colors, so it adds up to about $150 value, and it comes with like a virtual rainbow of colors and different finishes. They have the metallic ones, they have the glitter ones, some of them have like a tie-dye pattern, while others even have like a split pan, which I've never seen before. So there's just a lot of variety in here, and I feel like, I know I'm always talking about Super Shocks, but but they're really so easy because you can just kind of smudge it on your lid with a finger, add some mascara, and you're done. They're just like the perfect one and done shadows. But you can also top your powder eyeshadow looks with these as well. You can just add it right to your lid and just finish off a look or make it pop a little bit more. And they layer beautifully on top of powder. They dry down completely to a powder finish. They don't crease or budge. Honestly, this would be a fantastic set for anybody who likes makeup. It would be a really great gift. I personally would love to get this as a gift. I'm wearing two of the shades today. I'm wearing this one here, the pink, and then this one next to it on my lid. I kind of put the darker one in my crease a little bit. So anyway, I love these. And then next, also from Sephora, I got the Gucci L'Obscure mascara. So this was actually a recommendation from one of you guys, and you made it sound so good. I had to try it. I got this with the 20% off sale that Sephora was having this week. And honestly, this has the most beautiful packaging. It's super luxe. It feels really heavy and substantial in your hand. And it claims to be a long-wearing, lengthening formula with a thin brush that catches every lash, even at the corners of your eyes. And I have to say, I loved the way that this applied. The brush really did grip my lashes and it helped to comb through them really well. So I didn't get a lot of clumps. And I'm normally a drugstore mascara girl, and I'll be the first one to say that luxury mascaras are usually a waste of money, but this one made my lashes look incredibly long. I wouldn't say that it's like so amazing it beats out my drugstore mascaras, like my favorites, but it's honestly right up there. And I feel like sometimes it's just nice to treat yourself every once in a while if you're able to, especially if it's good quality. I think what really annoys me and makes me mad about luxury makeup is when I buy it and it's just not as good as drugstore. Then I feel like I wasted my money. But if I spend a lot of money on a product, I expect it to perform well. And if it does, then we have no problems. I'm perfectly fine with that. So I really am enjoying this one a lot. But I will have to update you guys in the description box to let you know if it smudges or not, because this is my first day wearing it. I just got it yesterday. So that could change the ranking a little bit if it smudges everywhere. But according to the reviews, it tends to stay put really well. So I'm hoping for the best. Okay, so we're almost to the end. Near the top of my list is this new micro brow pencil from Revlon. This is the Color Stay Micro Brow Pencil. I got it in the shade medium brown, and it has a really fine tip that creates very hair-like strokes. I feel like this color is honestly perfect for me. It's not too warm, and it's more of an ashy tone, just like my normal brow color, which I really like. Also, the fine tip is similar to, I would say, Anastasia Brow Wiz or the Benefit Precisely My Brow, which I'm kind of comparing it to here, so you can see it's about the same size. And guys, this is my new favorite brow pencil. It applies so effortlessly. You don't have to put any pressure on it. Like, you know how sometimes you're doing your brows and the color doesn't show up unless you press really hard, or sometimes the pencils are waxy and they end up looking kind of patchy and weird. This one is just so smooth and really easy to apply. The color looks even and it's not too waxy. It's not too dry. It's just like the Goldilocks of brow pencils. I've been wearing this all week. Loving it. I honestly don't even want to use any of my other brow pencils. I love it that much. It's such a good formula. And number one on my list is something that I honestly just bought on a whim, and I wasn't expecting to really love it, but it totally surprised me. This is the Fenty Skin Plush Puddin' Intense Recovery Lip Balm, or lip mask. It's a lip mask. So it comes in this really cute little container that's kind of unique. You actually twist up the bottom and the balm comes through the little hole in the top, and it has a really thick and rich texture. It's heavenly. It feels so good on your lips. It's supposed to reduce the look of fine lines and wrinkles over time and also improve bounce and elasticity while intensely hydrating your lips. And I have to say, this is the closest thing to the original Bite Beauty Agave lip mask that I've found. It doesn't have lanolin in it, but it has that same like super thick, rich texture that kind of hugs your lips and instantly makes them feel super comfortable. When you go to sleep wearing it at night, you wake up and it's still there. It does have a very slight vanilla scent, which is very pleasant, doesn't bother me at all. And I just love it so much. It kind of remains to be seen whether it's going to replace my Tarte Best Bud lip balm, because this has been my holy grail for a while now, but I kind of feel like it might. I've only had it a short time, so I'm not willing to say that it's better than the Tarte one just yet. but it's amazing. And oh my gosh, I forgot a product. Shoot, where do I rank this? This is the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer with niacinamide. So this is their new formula that they just came out with. And I would put this somewhere in the top half. It's not at the very, very top, but it's somewhere probably around where these L'Oreal primers are. It's pretty much identical to their other Power Grip Primer, but it has the niacinamide in it. So I did try it out this week, but I think the addition of the niacinamide is just supposed to help improve your skin over time as you wear it. It's not something that you're really gonna notice right off the bat as being different. So I got this one just because I feel like it'll do more for my skin than the original one will as I'm wearing it over time. But is it any different than the original as far as the wear and how it feels? No, it's a different color. That's about it. But if you have the original, I feel like you don't have to run right out and buy this one. You could just use that one up and then buy this one if you like the idea of the niacinamide. So anyway, guys, that is my week in makeup. That's everything that I got. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful. I'd love to hear your thoughts on these products down below. Have you seen any of them out and about? Have you tried any of them? I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, I want to thank you so much for clicking on this video, for spending time with me as always. I appreciate it so, so much. And if you have some extra time and you'd like to watch some more of my videos, I'll go ahead and put something right here on the screen for you to check out next. Thanks, guys. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all in my next video. Take care, guys. Bye.